Yeah, it broke me down mentally, man. I'm one person that I don't really too much get in my head about stuff or like get depressed or sad about many things, but this one definitely hit a toll. Like I was I questioned what was going to happen in the future. I questioned how this was going to affect me because I've been boxing all my life, and I couldn't come to the fact that this might actually stop me from doing what I love so much. And I had to think about that a lot. Like, and then you got other people coming to me about like backup plans and stuff like that, and they're basically telling me what that told me was like, oh, you need to start thinking about other stuff because this boxing stuff ain't gonna work no more.
Today we're sitting down with one of the most accomplished young amateur fighters in the country. He's an 18-year-old with 6 national championships, 4 junior Olympic titles, a silver glove championship, and a December national championship. But his journey almost looked completely different after undergoing a spinal fusion surgery for scoliosis.
Sir.
This is the story of Melvin Wesley Jr.
Sir.
So before we get into all the big stuff that we just mentioned, who is Melvin Wesley Jr. away from boxing?
Man, I'm a cool dude, man. I'm a pretty outgoing and chill dude at the same time, you know what I mean? I could be both. Man, I'm just somebody that's trying to make it, you know what I mean, in my aspect of work, which is boxing. It's my life, so I gotta make something of it. You know what I mean?
What kind of kid were you growing up?
Man, I was a crazy kid. I just like doing crazy stuff, like whether that was doing bad stuff or doing good stuff. I was just always in the mix with other kids, and I like to be around others. And yeah, man, I liked going out. I was an outside kid. I wasn't inside. I was outside.
Where are you from, by the way?
Kansas City, Missouri. That's where I'm from, born and raised.
What first introduced you to boxing?
And my pops, Melvin Wesley Sr., he introduced me. I've always been around boxing since I was a little baby. You know what I mean? I've heard stories of me being in the gym since I was, you know, a newborn. But officially started working with my dad when I was 3, turning 4. And that's what really got me in the mix, you know what I mean? Because at first my dad had got me into it. But I started keeping up with it, and it came to the point to where I liked it, you know what I mean? I wasn't being forced to do it.
So this question for you may be a little different.
Yes, sir.
You started kind of when you were 3.
Yeah.
But do you remember what your very first day in the gym was like?
I remember early moments. I know because me and my dad, we didn't necessarily start in the gym. We started at the house. So I have key moments that I remember my dad on the couch holding the mitts up like this, and me just, you know, throwing punches at his mitts on the couch. So yeah, those are the earliest moments I remember. I remember his first time calling me Mel J was a name he called me. That was during the mitts at the house as well. So yeah, man, it's my earliest memories is of boxing. So
at what point did you realize I'm actually really good at this?
Man, I think I kind of always knew it, to be honest. Like
that confidence, yeah, I like that.
Like I felt like I was always that. Like, you know what I mean? I think what really kicked in is when my dad had told me. My dad one day told me, "You gonna be better than me," like, and that just gave me a boost in like confidence. Like nobody could tell me nothing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be better than my dad. And so once he told me that, I kind of knew I was good. You know what I mean?
So I see that you got something like on your chest. Like, what is that?
That's Pound for Pound. That's my gym. That's where we started with. Pound for Pound is my dad's business and gym.
What's it like having your own gym?
Man, it's amazing. I got my own key, so I come in whenever I want. You know what I mean? I come in when all my opponents are sleeping. I'm in here working. You know what I mean? I think that's very important for me as well, because I have some days where I'll come in the gym and I might be like, well, I need to work on this thing, so I'll come in a little bit later when nobody's in here, because I'm the type, I like working out when nobody's around. I like, you know what I mean? I don't like too many distractions, you know what I mean? So I like working like by myself and fixing certain things, you know what I mean? So yeah, just getting in here and knowing that it's my gym. You know what I mean?
Building a champion. I'm not gonna say you got a cheat code going on here, like with your own gym.
Yeah.
But you know, building a champion, having your own gym, that's a key element to building a champion.
Yes, sir.
6 national championships. We're gonna take a moment just to take that in. This right here, y'all, this one of the ones.
Yes, sir.
The guy that you see in a couple years, this is where they started. This is where they started. So y'all make sure that y'all are tuned into the channel.
Yes, sir.
Subscribe, like, following me and following him.
Yes, sir.
All right, 6 national championships. Which one means the most to you and why?
Man, they all mean a great deal to me, but you know, I gotta say the last one, Junior Olympics, that just happened a few weeks ago, man, it meant so much because I went through a lot these last 2 years, you know what I mean? Me being out of boxing, my brother passing, and even just, you know, me turning elite. I'm 18 years old. And I just turned elite. That means I'm fighting grown men, and that was always a big deal to me and my father, because the other national championships, I was, you know, junior, Bantam intermediate, stuff like that, you know what I mean? But my dad always kept in my head, like, when you get older, it's gonna get harder, and I always kept that in my head. So once I hit elite, man, it felt good to win this last one, you know, especially with the competition I fought. I fought great competition. I fought 5 times nearly daily, and all older than me, so, you know, it felt good.
Okay, so this interview right here is gonna age like fine wine. So give me some of the names that you fought in your most recent run.
Okay, so I start off with the first fight was a tough fighter named Saul Soto. I believe he was from Arizona. Second fighter, Kishandrick Sykes from Atlanta. Third fighter, I forget his name, but I know he's from Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. Fourth fighter, I fought a good fighter named Eric Santos from LA. And finals, I fought a great fighter named Chad Pitts, tough fighter, and it was a good fight.
Winning 1 junior Olympic title is hard enough. How were you able to win 4 of them?
Consistency is one of the, that's my biggest word. I feel like consistency is, I feel like it's the biggest, trait you should have as a athlete, consistency, you know what I mean? It shows how great of a fighter you can actually be, you know what I mean? To do it once is one thing, but to do it over and over and over again, it's a great deal, you know what I mean? And I'm blessed and happy to be able to say I did it over and over again, especially at the elite level, and it feels good, man.
So you know every day in the gym isn't a good day, right?
Yes, for sure.
When it's those days where it's like, you know them days where it's like, I thought I was that guy, but today I don't even know right now.
Yeah,
How do you stay hungry and then like stay focused during that time?
You just gotta realize you gotta stick to the plan, man. Like there's gonna be those days where you might not do so good in sparring, or other guys might get the best of you. Even when you're on the bag or you just shadow and stuff don't feel quite the same, you gotta stick with it, man. You gotta try and fix it. You know what I mean? I love this game too much to just like quit. You know what I mean? I'm not no quitter. I've never been a quitter, and I never will be a quitter. So I think I get in my head a lot. So I just tell myself I need to get back. You know what I mean? And try and fix what was going on, and it works a great deal.
So you are Melvin Wesley Jr.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned your dad being a great fighter prior.
Yeah.
Can you give us like a little background on who your dad is?
Yeah, my father, Melvin Wesley Sr., he's a 2-time national champion at the elite levels, Team USA, and basically trained himself, you know what I mean? I hear from other great fighters from Kansas City that I hear he was the man, and it's a lot to live up to because in Kansas City everybody know everybody, you know what I mean, and a lot of people know my father, and you know, people coming up to me like, hey man, your dad was this, your dad was that, and it's like, you know what, I got something to live up to. I just, you know what I mean, biggest thing, I've always tended to want to impress my father, you know what I mean, that was always the biggest thing because at one point I was only doing it for my father, you know what I mean, but then me and his chemistry got to a point to where it's like, I really love this sport, and I started to win and win and win, and it's like, okay, I'm doing it, I'm doing what they said I needed to do, but at the younger level, you know what I mean, I'm happy to say that I'm doing it at the elite level now. That's a big thing, 18 years old, and I just want to impress my father. I want to make sure that he's good and my family's good in the future. You know what I mean? I got a lot. I know I've done a lot, but I got a lot more I want to do. A lot more.
So you keep bringing up that you're fighting at a new level now.
Yeah.
What is the biggest difference between fighting from where you were to this elite class right now?
Man, it's much harder fights. I mean, it changes from 2 minute to 3 minute, which is a big deal. It changes the age of these guys. I'm fighting anyone up from 18 to 35, you know what I mean? These guys hit harder, these guys are stronger, these guys are smarter, and I just had to adapt to it, you know what I mean? My first year being elite, and I had to adapt, and so far so good.